Toyota Corolla 2012 to 2019. Hello everyone! Chips on the hood and front of the body appear already in the second year of operation. It also goes to decorative elements which quickly lose their original gloss. The trunk lid is especially affected, which many owners have repainted several times under warranty. They say it's all because of that home trim that connects the taillights, which enters into a chemical reaction with the metal of the trunk lid. However, the iron itself quite confidently resists corrosion, although the body metal of the Corolla is very thin. Be careful when packing air cups and other obstacles. The fact is that the plastic from which the bumpers are made is very thin and bursts instantly in cold weather even with light contact. By the way, in the cold season, the locks on all doors in the trunk lid freeze. Make it a rule to periodically lubricate them with special compounds such as WD-40. It is also useful for door stoppers which eventually open and close with a click. However, lubrication only happens temporarily. The windshield is also not durable. On warranty cars, dealers change it several times. Instead of a standard spare part, it is better to buy a Chinese-made part, which is cheaper and has a much longer resource. But you won't find affordable reminds for the crickets that settle in the front panel, door upholstery and silent lights in store. To solve this problem, you will have to disassemble half the machine. Some owners do just that, killing two birds with one stone. They install additional sound insulation, at the same time eliminating sources of external sounds. In fairness, we know that crickets in the cabin do not appear immediately and not on all machines. Problems with engines if they appear then only after 1,500,000 kilometers. They are phenomenally reliable. Even the base 1.3 liter for only after 5 to 6 years of operation will begin to eat up oil. This is usually due to cooking of the piston rings. It happens that they can be softened with special chemical compounds. Otherwise, physical intervention will have to be used. Another reason is the repeated aging of the valve steam seals, due to which the oil consumption also increases. To avoid such problems, the masters advise every 30 to 40,000 kilometers to flush the injection system, throttle and nozzles, with a special compound, and also use branded synthetic oil. After 150,000 kilometers, the crankshaft oil seals, engine mounts, oxygen and idle sensors, as well as the current wall cover gasket, fall into the risk group. Units with a volume of 1.6 and 1.8 liters are most often found on used Corollas. Moreover, they are considered the most reliable. True, there are one-time breakdowns of the rear engine mounts, the variable valve time system, more precisely its hydraulic couplings, the timing chain tension and other small things. But all of them appear at high mileage and the elimination of defects will not require large expert duties. With proper care and quality service, motor can easily run 350,000 to 400,000 kilometers and even more. The same can be said about the manual 6-speed gearbox. By itself, it is simply indestructible, besides it is reputed to be unattended. However, in our conditions, it is desirable to change the oil in it every 80,000 kilometers. But in the variety, the transmission needs to be changed 1.5 to 2 times more often. I must say that this is one of the most noteworthy Toyota Corolla notes, if you like the most vulnerable spot. The unit of its own design has been brought up for many years, and the version that is installed on the 11th generation model is already considered quite reliable. And it really is. However, related cases of sensitivity failures still occur, moreover even during the warranty period. Here we should pay tribute to the official dealers who, in the event of breakdowns without further ado, change this expensive mechanism to a new one absolutely free of charge. Therefore, when buying a used Corolla with a such gearbox, be sure to order a CVT diagnostic. But the suspension on a fresh setting is not necessary to check, because it is fantastically strong and compact. And the scheme does not differ in its excessive complexity. In front of the McPherson strut and in the back there is a semi-independent beam. It is clear that running gear parts wear out with age and they have to be changed. Yes, it is. But most charged element can easily serve 120,000 to 150,000 kilometers or more. Unless the stabilizer struts, which are considered consumables, nose 50 to 80,000 kilometers, although often longer. And balancing drivers completely updated such details as shock absorb closer to 200,000 kilometers. Well, and if you get into a hole or a pothole at high speed, then you will have to fork out for new wheel bearings. By the way, these parts, which did not differ in durability on their predecessor, became much stronger on the 11th Corolla. In steering, the rack delivers the most trouble, which can now closer to 100,000 kilometers. The worn plastic sleeve is to blame for this. True, in specialized services they learn how to repair the rail quickly and inexpensively. But the electrical equipment will not cause trouble. The electrics on the Toyota Corolla on the one hand are simple and on the other they are pretty reliable. Minor glitches happen mostly on trifles and very rarely, but the external lighting bulbs periodically burn out. In the hardlets, changing them is quite simple. But to replace them in the real lights, you will have to open the trunk cleaning, which is certain in the ocean aerator. Although the Japanese claim that they brought its resource to 200,000 kilometers without a major overhaul. If you don't want to take risk, take a modification with a manual transmission. This version of the setting will certainly not cause problems. If you have had such a model, share information about what and how it breaks in the comments.